Welcome to Kids Talk Show. I will be your host, Tamara Wangui, and today we are going to have an amazing guest. So get started. Tell us a little introduction about yourself.
Okay, thank you for hosting me. My name is Ramsey Kigwa Kebea. I'm 34 years old from Migori County.
Tell us a little family background about yourself.
Okay, so I was born in a family of 8. I have 5 sisters and we are 3 brothers, so a total of 8 siblings.
Wow. Tell us about your career journey.
Okay, so I'm a journalist by profession. I studied a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Media and Communication. That is in 2015. I graduated in 2015 from MKU, that is Mount Kenya University. And after that, I started doing field work. That is collecting news, editing videos and audios. I also worked for radio stations in Migori, Kisumu, here in Nairobi. And that has been my journey. So currently, I'm a journalist by profession as well. I'm working for a media house, but I'm not like on the microphone or in front of a screen. So behind the scenes. I hope you know that. You understand what that means.
Amazing. What is behind the scenes?
Okay, so behind the scenes means that, you see, for example, when you're watching news on TV, there is that person you see on TV. Like, who is your favorite news anchor?
My favorite news anchor is Jeff.
Jeff Koinange. Okay, so when Jeff is presenting news, we have several people in front of him that we cannot see on the screen. So we have the camera people, the lighting people, the directors, all those people. So I'm behind the scene.
Is journalist a good profession?
Yes, it is. Because when you're a journalist, you get to meet many people. Say, for example, politicians, big people in the society, like the president. You have to sit with them down, interview them, get to learn the challenges they go through and the ups and downs, everything about them. So journalism is a good profession because it keeps you exposed to the world.
Can a child be a journalist?
Yes, a child can be a journalist because nowadays we have shows for kids. And we cannot have elderly people like me hosting shows for kids. We need kids to be there to talk to their fellow children. So if you're interested, you can as well be a journalist.
But I've not started journalism. Where can I start?
Okay, so for you to be a journalist, in this case, we're talking about Tamara. You've not qualified to go maybe to the university or to college, but you are talented. So this is where talent comes in. So when you show interest that you can be a journalist, we give you an opportunity like a young journalist, so that you can talk to fellow children on live TV or host a radio show. But for big people like us now, who have gone through primary, secondary, and high school, you need to go to the university or college to study more about journalism.
Wow. I hope to not be a gutter press.
So you know what gutter press means?
Yes.
What is it?
It's people telling out fake news. Yeah.
So when you got on air as a kid, there are principles, there are rules that have to guide you when you're talking to your fellow children or hosting a kids show. So there are people there who will guide you to make sure that you do not end up as a gutter press journalist.
What challenges do you face as a journalist?
Okay, so there are so many challenges that we face as journalists. First of all, you need to report what is right. So sometimes you end up maybe by rushing to meet the deadline, you end up airing news that are not supposed to be aired or mentioning something that may lead to defamation, and you end up rubbing shoulders with the courts. So that is one of the challenges that we face. And then another one, when collecting news, sometimes you have to really struggle. because you might go to the field and find that it's rowdy, people are rioting, you end up being hit by stones. But we have to keep on pushing. So we face a lot of challenges as journalists. But during our studies, we were taught on how to handle such issues. So as much as we have the challenges, we know how to overcome the challenges and end up making sure that we give out the news that are needed and are of public interest.
Tell us one instance you faced.
Okay, so this time we were covering the maandamano. You heard about maandamano? When people were rioting, wakibeba sufuria on their heads.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
Yeah, so we went to cover the news and people started throwing stones. So unfortunately, I was hit by a stone. You can see the mark here. So I was hit by a stone and had to run away without covering the story. You see? So those are some of the challenges that we face as journalists.
Have you ever lost a camera through maandamano?
Okay, so there's a time during 2017, during post-election violence. So we went to the field to cover news, but unfortunately things turned ugly. People were throwing stones, and I left my camera behind because the handle was cut. You see the handle that we normally hang our cameras with. So it got cut, and then I had to leave it behind because stones were being thrown everywhere. So I left my camera there, and I had to pay for it because it was a company equipment.
Hey, Jesus. And I wanted to be a journalist.
Yes, you have to.
How do you overcome these challenges?
Okay, so first of all, in everything that you do, you have to put God first. So before we leave for field, we have to pray. And then secondly, when, for example, covering riots, you have to know where you're supposed to be standing when doing the coverage. You have to be on the side of the police. You get? Because if you go and join those people who are rioting, you will end up losing your equipment. You will come back home without a camera, without a microphone. So you just have to know where to be at the right time when covering such events.
Have you ever been fired for losing a camera?
Mtoto wewe unanichunguza sana. Yeah, so there's a time, I don't know if I should say it or not say it. There's a time I was almost being fired, but I was not fired because I lost the camera under very tough conditions. It was a riot, and stones were being thrown everywhere. The police were also throwing tear gas canisters. So it was an ugly scene. That is when I lost my camera, but I was not fired for that because the management has understood.
You have convinced me. How can I be a journalist?
So first of all, you have to study to become a professional journalist. Remember the first time we said for you to be a kids journalist, there are people who have to guide you because you have to start that career prematurely. Because you are talented, right? So for you to be a journalist, a professional journalist, you have to study either a diploma in journalism and mass communication or a bachelor's degree in mass media and communication, or you can as well do a PhD and be sitting in the media house looking at how people are doing work, you see? Yes, so you have to study to become a journalist.
Perfect. Where can I find you on social media?
Okay, so I'm available on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, name them. So you just look for Ramdi Production. This is our company. So just go to any media platform and search for Ramdi Production. You will find us there. So please guys, support us, support Tamara as well, as she does her stuff, that is modeling and also hosting shows for kids.
What can you tell your followers?
Okay, to my supporters, I would like to urge them to continue supporting us as Ramdi Production, and always make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. And to parents outside there, kindly make sure that you support your kids. You see, like Tamara now, she's shining because her parents gave her all the resources that she required to become a kids show host.
Thank you for recognizing me. I have been your host, Tamara Wangui. Follow me on Instagram, Tamara Wangui, Facebook, Tamara Wangui, and TikTok, Tamara Wangui. Bye. See you next time.